are now politicking with Poe.
Yo, what's good, world? It's your boy D Horton, man. KS_D Horton on Instagram or Twitter. I'm politicking with Poe. Politicking, man. You can find me at www.datarapper.com. I'm looking forward to growing with y'all. Peace and love.
Black butterfly, butterfly, butterfly.
Hold up, I got a new message.
Welcome to my asylum. I'ma blow out these candles, give you all you can handle, dip you into the channel. Nubian Cleopatra, I'm honored by how you handle them curves my God created. Deserve a national anthem, cause I will pledge my allegiance to you if you need it. Listen, you attend, I'm not seeing how you don't see it. The universe conceived you cause it knew I need you. Skin kissed with the melanin, you're the originary kin to the master, but I'm no scientist. Wonder if I could just give you a round of applause and tell you how I am just honored that he would think of me when he's making thee Queen arise, you're the sweetest thing alive. Ooh, lips, hips, thighs. Lord, please forgive my eyes. She's the sweetest thing alive. Maple syrup in her eyes. Ooh, they say you're not beauty. Well, I say that's a lie. You're the black butterfly, and baby girl, you better fly. Black butterfly, butterfly, 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 better fly. Look, you the perfect definition of perfection. Woo. No, you the perfect representation of a blessing. You the first thing I thank God for when I pray. You the reason that when life get hard and I wanna leave that I stay. You the perfect way to explain just how blessed I am. Girl, how stressed I was. Girl, impressed I am. Cause you don't know the half my love. I was mad lost on Instagram. Saw a lip challenge and it took me back to 4th grade in gym when they clown Jay for that. Press rewind, so I played it back. So you mean to tell me you saying that the same girl that played Jay, the fact is on the ground with lips like Jay, perhaps the blueprints to try to fade to black, and it's amazing that you can't see that you're amazing. Ask yourself this, tell me who you think is inspiring, big lips. Tell me why the sudden desire for wide hips. Girl, if I must show you each day, then I will. Long as you know that it's real. This is how love's supposed to feel. Take you and show you the deal. They say you're not beauty, well, I say that's a lie. You're the black butterfly, and baby girl, you better fly. Black butterfly, butterfly, better fly. Black butterfly, butterfly, better fly. Black butterfly, butterfly, better fly. Say black butterfly, butterfly, better fly. Look, pretty girl, you're a star, just the way you are. You're the sunrise across the sea. And even if you're not perfect for them, baby girl, you're still perfect for me. Pretty girl, you're a star, just the way you are. You're the sunset across the sky. And I don't wanna see you down. Look, I just wanna see you fly. Butterfly, butterfly, better fly. Black butterfly, better fly. Black butterfly, butterfly. Black butterfly, oh you better fly.
Hold up, I got a new message.
Welcome back to PoePoliticking.com. Make sure you check me out on iTunes, Facebook, everything Poe Politicking. Now politicking my homie from Mississippi, the homie D Horton. What's good, bro?
What's good with it, brother? Glad to be back with you, man.
Yeah, man. So how everything been doing for you?
Just been grinding, getting ready for A3C in October. I've been making some music too, man. I like a lot of music, so that's been what I've been occupied with.
All right. So the first thing I want you to tell listeners is tell them your background and how you fell in love with music, And let them know
For
what
sure.
you're doing right now. I don't want them thinking we in the trap house right now. So tell them what's
Nah,
going on.
nah. We definitely not in a trap house right now. We at a friend of mine's playing Madden, so it's all good. Not we ain't in the trap house.
So where
Just
you?
playing Madden.
So where you? You playing a new one? You like it or what?
Yeah. I'm playing Madden 2017. It's cool. I think I'm more excited about the rookies than I am about the updates. Like the updates are alright, but I'm just excited to play with the rookies.
So who's your team on there?
Well, I'm a Lions fan. I'm from Detroit, so I'm a Lions fan. But I like the Cowboys now because I got a homie that plays for them.
All right. So
Yeah.
tell them how you fell in love with music in your background.
Well, I fell in love with music kind of like just as evolution of my life, man. I mean, it's always just been there. It's literally been the only constant in my entire life that I know of. You know, because every time I had a problem, I just like remember that song that was out at the time that I was going through that. Throughout my entire life, I can just relate to any time in my life with whatever music was out. So with that being a tool that I use to like catalog my life, it's hard to figure anything other than music to be what I do forever.
And who are some of your influences?
Q-Tip, Andre 3000, Tupac, J. Cole. I think J. Cole is the GOAT, man. He's the greatest of all time.
All right. So let's say
Yeah.
like if you had to start a starting five right now, an active roster of rappers right now, name your
Uh-huh.
starting five.
A starting five right now, and this is like this is consistently organic, so it's probably going to change within the next day or two because that's how fluid it is for me. But definitely at number one would be J. Cole because I just think that hands down he's like ahead of the curve right now. Then Kendrick, Crit, Chance, and myself.
And who would be the coach has to be an old school rapper. So who would be the coach and why?
Snoop Dogg will be the coach
Okay.
because I think that Snoop is the most accomplished rapper of all time due to his tenure in a stable place at the top. Like where have you not seen Snoop Dogg since his arrival? Since his arrival, he's always been constantly number one throughout, even beyond music. He's the most famous rapper. There's people that don't know Jay-Z that know Snoop Dogg. I believe that.
What about Ice Cube?
I still got to go Snoop.
All
I
right.
still got to go Snoop. Snoop versus Ice Cube. I think Ice Cube is like a third. I think Jay-Z will be second. Ice Cube will be third. Just because you got to think about other than African American culture, where those people stand. Like Snoop isn't held in royal manner. He's like in the Democratic Party, convention talking about legalizing weed, and he talking to the LAPD about their relationships with the gangsters and the Bloods and the Crips out in Cali, their relationship with the police department. Like I just feel like he's a more political leader
All right.
for African American people. So he's just seen in that facet. When you're not necessarily in a life that delves into hip hop or anything dealing with hip hop, you wouldn't be concerned with Ice Cube as much as you would be who is Snoop Dogg. I feel.
All
So
right.
if you're Hillary Clinton, you would want to get Snoop Dogg on your campaign.
All right. And far as an artist, what would you say makes you unique from other artists?
What makes me unique is my background, where I'm from. Like this is different than from anything you ever heard. As far as now, what's out now, or what's been out in the past. Like most rappers come from a certain place or certain areas. Other than J. Cole, there hasn't been many people who have gotten into like the top 3 spot from anywhere other than Atlanta, L.A., Texas, New York, or Toronto with Drake. But even Toronto's it's not an American city, but it's a large city in Canada. So J. Cole has Fayetteville, but other than being born in Germany, he spent his entire life in Fayetteville. So even with that being a smaller city, a smaller market, he still has that entire background of Fayetteville. That's the only constant. For me, it's just literally a journey from the day I came here. Just like, you know, I was born in Detroit. I lived in Atlanta. I lived in Tuscaloosa. I moved to Columbus like in 7th grade. And then my best friends in my life are from Columbus. But, like, you know, I wear a Detroit Lions jersey. And, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know, I just think that being able to just visit so many different cultures, different type of environments at a very, very early age taught me how to adapt fast. And it gave me an origin that's unique to me. It's a melting pot of different things, different aspects. Like I've been to private schools, I've been to hood schools. I done seen people get shot. I done seen people be look around like there's no way people carry guns. Like I know I hung in all white schools. I've been in the all white classes in the all black schools. It's just literally there was nothing that I felt was constant other than hip hop for me. Like, you know, I mean, it was hard for me even to make friends when I moved to Columbus just because I got so used to moving that I didn't want to get attached to people again. Like I have friends in Tuscaloosa. I got a close friend that's still close to me now, Braxton. And I met him in the 3rd grade, 4th grade in Tuscaloosa. And then in the 5th grade, I moved back to Atlanta. And then the 7th grade or in the 6th grade, I moved to Columbus. And so it's just like, only reason that we stayed in contact is because, like, we had each other's numbers. But for elementary students, that's not something that you don't like get into exchanging numbers until you get your own phone. And so I lost a lot of contact of people who I went through certain things with as a child that, you know, unless I can find them on Facebook now or I'm hearing stories about them getting shot or something like that, you know, that you just miss out on because at 8 years old, how are you going to remain in contact with somebody after you move 3 or 4 times? So I just got a lot of influence from different places.
So then, in Columbus is my hometown. So how is it living in Columbus?
Well, Columbus is where my family is originally from. So even if I was born in Detroit, Columbus is my home. Like all my grandparents are in Columbus. My parents just moved before they had me. So that's why I was born in Detroit. So Columbus is just like home. I've literally been here all my life since I was born to visit family or whatever. So this is Columbus, Mississippi is my home.
So how's the music scene out there?
The music scene is organically competitive. It's just not been many examples of success. So of course we're competing with each other now because we think that this is it. We think that getting people to pay attention to us in Columbus is the grand prize. So we compete over that. When in all actuality, the only way we ever gonna succeed is when we come together and get all of our fans to rock with all of our movements, so that we'll have that momentum. It's literally not gonna happen until people don't run out of other options. But I'm cool with that. I'm patient.
And then who do you make your music for?
Who do I make my music for?
Yeah.
Myself. If I'm not a fan of it, I won't put it out. And there's been times where I didn't put things out because, like, my brother would be like, I don't like that beat. Or my manager would be like, well, this hook ain't hard. But the songs that have been successful in my career are the songs that I was fans of. Like the Black Butterflies, like the Third Base. Like these were songs where before I even put them out, I was like bumping it 1,000 times in the car. If I'm a fan of it, that means I truly believe it. And nobody gonna truly believe it if you don't truly believe it.
And then speaking of Black Butterfly, I really like how it switched up and went into like when you was like melanin.
Yeah, that's tight, huh?
Yeah, so how long it took you to make that song?
So those are two separate energies. I just combined them because I didn't know how I wanted to put the melanin poem on the album. Not because I love the poem. I'm not ashamed of it. I just didn't want people to skip it because it's a poem. I want you to just stumble upon it. So I created Black Butterfly in studio with New Message, who produced it. I created it, and we had a challenge. Like my brother was there, and we had a challenge. He was like, "If you record this song in one take, I ain't never record you again." And I recorded the entire song, the hooks and the chorus, in one take, rapping into singing, into rapping into singing, because I wanted that song to be like a live performance.
So what is what's up?
So the melanin poem, I didn't. So that didn't happen that day. Now that song was created, and we had it for about 4 months. And then when the album went around album time, I wanted to put on the album. I thought KT and I, who was engineering the album, we thought that the Melanin poem would fit in beautifully with Black Butterfly, because also, like I said, I didn't want there to be a separate poem on the album, because then someone would skip it solely based on the fact that it's a poem. I understand that. I'm not against that. I know that some people are there to hear the raps. So, you know, I wanted to make it subtle. I wanted you to stumble upon it, and by the time you realized that it was separate from the raps or separate from the music, you were already hooked. You were already paying attention to what I was saying. Because it's effective what I'm saying. I want you to love being black, because that's the most beautiful thing you can ever be, is black.
I mean, we got a lot of social issues going on right now. So, just what's your opinion on, you know, just what's going on in like just black life?
I think that this is what happens when you mentally oppress a people. You have about 4 annual generations or 4 centennial generations to get it right. I'm not saying like a son and then his son and then his son. A centennial generation is the equivalent of 100 years. And when Willie Lynch created Jim Crow laws, he knew that in 400 years they would have to find another way to oppress people of color, because we were going to figure out that we were more than partial citizens. And we would learn how to read, and we would learn how to comprehend all the laws that were implemented to keep us oppressed. 400 years is going to pass up in 3 years. It's 2016. In 2019, it will have been 400 years since Willie Lynch delivered the Jim Crow laws. So he was right. My people are understanding their value. My people are understanding their wealth. And of course, there's going to be a gap in the spectrum. There are going to be people who still have the scars and still have the residual effects of everything that you were put through. But I'm not going to blame those people for acting like that when I know. This is the analogy I use. Why would I punish somebody for having paint on their shirt when I see people walking around with paintball guns, right? Mm-hmm. So why would I punish my people that live on North Side? I'm from North Side, Columbus, Mississippi. That's where I'm from. That's where my grandparents from. So that's why I was raised at. My grandmother's trailer is right beside Sim Scott Park. I can walk to the park, right behind the Boys and Girls Club, right across the street from her intermediate school. Like so I can't be mad at my neighbors for not being able to read, when I understand that there are people who put laws in place for them not to be allowed to read. Because they knew that if they would read, they would understand that they were never freed from the plantation to begin with. The definition of emancipation is to have your ownership be transferred. That means when you were emancipated, you weren't freed. Your ownership was transferred from person to state. Now you just a prisoner of the state instead of being a slave of an individual proprietor. Now we reading, and now we learning, and now we figuring out who God is, what Jesus was used for, what the true religions come from, the things that identify you as an African. Because before now, you don't even know what being an African is. Where's your flag? What part of Africa are you from? If I'm a Chinese American, I know my flag. I know where I'm from.
I'm from Christian Mafia.
Word. That's tight. That's tight.
You like it now? You from Africa? Nah, I'm from Christian Mafia.
For sure.
Nah, I was gonna say, but the thing is too. So you was kind of going into the next song you had, where you were saying like, "What if you were God?" So I want you to talk about that song and the meaning of that song.
Right. So a lot of my friends kind of felt some type of way about the "What If You Were God" song, and I understand why. I understand that in certain religions or certain perspectives, you shouldn't compare yourself to God. I understand why that's a hard thing to understand. So by asking the question, "What if you were God?" I'm not telling you to compare yourself to God or to act as though you have the control that God has. I'm saying that literally, if you believe in a religion that says, "I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me," why would you not believe that you can do all things? Mm-hmm. Do you not find conflict in reading and believing a scripture that says, "I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me," and not believing that you can do all things?
That's what I'm saying. I think that's the thing too. I think people they read it, but they really don't understand it. I'm
solely asking that if you understood the power that you truly have, what would you do with it? Mm-hmm. And the only way that I can equate that in your mind is to say, what if you were God? What would you do? That's the responsibility that I want you as a man to walk with every day. when you make a decision, I want you to walk around with the responsibility of the weight of your decisions being equivalent to God. And even if you aren't God, know that you got residual effects. If you spit on somebody, there's going to be a residual behind that. If you read a book, there's going to be a residual behind that. Every choice you make, you need to think with the responsibility of God. If I don't treat my child right, that's similar to how if God was to be like, okay, well, let me turn my back on you at some point. And I think that if we knew that, we would act differently. We would act accordingly. We wouldn't be ignorant to like the weight of our decisions. We would understand that I can't do certain things because that's gonna affect other people. The similar to how when God makes decisions, it affects us. We gotta be more responsible for other people and more considerate for other people, man. That's what God loves. If you was God, you wouldn't be able to wake up and say, this is what I want to do today. This is what I want to happen in my life today. Because if I thought like that, I wouldn't do this rap shit no more. I want to put my life on the line every single day for people who really don't give a fuck about me, just so I can try to help my people. Not even my people, because we're going to die before all this shit change. But just so my children's children can know that I cared about them. I wanted to change the world for them. I'm not going to accept you being treated like a slave. When we start responding to the world with that kind of responsibility, we're not gonna be afraid of what people think about us. We're not gonna fear what people are gonna say about us. We're gonna stand up like Colin Kaepernick and say, "Hey, look, this shit is incorrect. And if y'all take me out and y'all take my livelihood away from me, my great grandchildren gonna know that I cared about them because I tried to change the world for them." You think Martin Luther King really thought he was gonna live to see Barack Obama? Probably not. But he knew that he was gonna have great grandchildren one day, and he cared about them. So how selfish are you for you to be considerate of yourself alone when this world gonna go on without you one day? I promise you that. I look at my daughter, I realize the world gonna go on without me one day. What am I gonna do to make sure she don't gotta go through the bullshit I did?
So what are you gonna
What
do?
if you was God, bro? I'm gonna rap every day until I'm not here no more to let people know. Not only am I gonna rap, I'm gonna become the best rapper, right? And then when I become the best rapper, I'm gonna have the most influence over culture. And then when I have the most influence over culture, I'm gonna tell the most truth that's ever been told. I'm gonna be like Pop, except with the internet.
That's what's up.
Just imagine if Tupac had an Instagram, a Facebook, a Twitter, a Snapchat. Watch. 5 years from now, you're gonna be like, that nigga said, if Tupac, he's gonna be like Tupac with the internet. 5 years from now, you're gonna be like, he sat here and told me while his homeboys were playing Madden. He gonna be like Tupac with the internet.
No, I would say you actually went into one of my questions because I always ask people like, well, first I was gonna ask you like, what are your goals for your career? But then I was gonna ask you what we gonna be talking about 5 years from now. So you answered one of them already.
Right. We're gonna be talking about 5 years from now. We're gonna be talking about the true power of hip hop, because I think that we are neglecting the influence that we have, bro. When a rapper rap a song about something, a brand, when Jay-Z say Tom Ford,
You go get it.
when Rick Ross say Maybach, when Wiz Khalifa say KK, you go smoke KK. I don't give a damn what Barack Obama got on. I ain't never been like, damn, what kind of suit that is Barack Obama got on. But when Jay-Z said Tom Ford, I was like, shit, when me and my niggas go to the Grammys, we getting all white Tom Ford to the T. We're going to be high as a fool, and we ain't going to be in there faking with nobody because we the tribe, and that's it.
I would say, so you were saying you making a lot of new music, so let them know where you check your music out and like what current projects you got.
Oh, no, this music, it ain't came out. This is music. I'm about to drop a project. So this is not, you can't find it now. But if you want to go listen to anything that I have out, you can go to my SoundCloud. You can go to www.daytherapper.com. Everything I have, everything that's me is on there.
What's up? So what are some of your interests and hobbies when you're not doing music?
Write. I like to write anything. So just not music. Poetry, I'm writing a book. I'm writing poetry. I'm writing a movie. Writing screenplays. I'm writing music for other people. It's just like my therapy. My initial therapy in life was fighting.
Fighting?
Yeah, like when I was younger, I used to just fight all the time. I got suspended so many times, like early in my life, for fighting. And I was just like, all right, well, you can't just fight people when you mad. I learned that wasn't gonna be acceptable because I'm not a bad kid. I just wasn't. I just didn't like when people like try to pick on you, or I didn't like when people picked on other people. I got a fight with a kid in 4th grade because he picked on a kid that was in special education, saying something about him stuttering or something like that, and I just fought him. And I got punished for that. I was thinking to myself, as a 9-year-old, that it's logical for me to defend this person who can't defend themselves
Right.
the way I can. They're at a handicap. They can't protect or defend themselves at the level that I can. So why would I not stand up for them?
Right.
So as a 9-year-old, that was my logic, and I think that was pretty understandable logic. But I got punished for it, and then I just realized that I had to be an intellectual with whatever it is that I was going to decide to do to affect the world. I wasn't going to be able to be Rambo and just go in and just punch everybody in the mouth and be like, change stuff, because that's not how it works. I have to be able to write it down, and then I just start writing. And then I was like, all right, well, in your writing, you have to be effective, and the only way to be effective is to become the best. The reason why 620 years after Shakespeare's death, we still reference him and revere him as one of the greatest writers of all time is because he became the greatest writer of all time.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna
that's
say, even with you, when you was saying like you gonna be the best rapper, like you said that with like complete confidence. So why do you feel so confident about you gonna be the best rapper?
because I'm not going to allow myself not to be. And I understand the power of God that's in me and the ability to tap into that through your will and your faith.
So when you mean the best rapper, you mean like have the most impact with the fans? Like what do you mean by best rapper?
For me, what defines you as the best rapper, and this is solely my rubric for how I pick my top 5s, top 10s, and all that, is number one, your ability to tell the story of the hip hop culture. And the hip hop culture is based off of, if you go through the historical reflection of everything that has been hip hop, it's always been your neighborhood. Can you tell the story of your neighborhood effectively to make people want to know what Fayetteville, North Carolina is? To make people want to know what Bed-Stuy, New York is? To make people want to know what South Atlanta is? Do you tell that story effectively? That's why J. Cole, Nas, Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar. You want to know about Bumpton now. Because Kendrick Lamar is a good kid from the Mad City. You want to know about that. You want to know about 8 Mile. Because Eminem told the story of a white kid that's impoverished and growing up in these circumstances on the 8 Mile of Detroit. Because of David Horton, you're going to want to know about the Friendly City. And that's going to make me one of the best. You're going to want to know about the Friendly City. You're going to want to know about Northside Columbus, Mississippi. You're going to want to know about Southside Columbus, Mississippi. You're going to want to know about Ricky Ball being killed by the police because of me. That's what's going to make me one of the best of all time. It's my ability to tell the story of my neighborhood and make you want to understand that. Make you want to know what it's like to be on third base. So that's one of the criteria. And then the other is just everything that you go off of sonically, your ability to make music, how you tell your hooks, your writing form and all that, your punchlines and all that. I thought that I was that before I was telling my story. Just because I wanted to be a writer before I wanted to be a rapper.
Mm-hmm.
And I always looked at rap as a very elementary form of writing. I think that the best rappers in the world are very literal people, like the Nas's, the Jay-Z's. They're very literal people. They can go into a classroom and literally use every word in that's available to them. So when they rap, they got to speak to the audience, and they write it like that. They don't write their most advanced writing in their raps.
Mm-hmm.
They tell advanced rhymes patterns and they tell advanced metaphors, but they can delve deeper than that. You have to blend that. You have to be effective in what you're saying and how you're saying it. Because I can tell the best story in the world, but if it don't sound good, if the punchline's not hard, if there's no oohs and no ahs, what am I here for? There has to be as much bait as there is substance at the end of it, or a line on the end of your fishing rod. You can't just be out here with the strongest fishing line in the world thinking you're going to catch all the fish. Because why are they going to jump on the hook? And you can't be out here with the best bait in the world with a piece of thread. Because then you're going to get all the fish in the world and that shit just going to break. You got to balance it. You got to be able to have great ass bait and great ass fishing line. And I'm just like content and context. I'm gonna tell the hip hop story. Bro. I care about it. I care about hip hop more than I care about being the best. That's why I'm gonna be the best.
What advice would you give to any aspiring artists? Anybody want to get in this game?
Do what they want to do. How many success stories have you ever heard of people doing what somebody else wanted them to do? When you watch 30 for 30s, when you watch Behind the Labels, when you watch the documentaries these people have, the Straight Outta Comptons, the Whitney Houston stories, all these stories of people who've gone on to be the greatest of what they do. When did they ever succeed at doing what other people wanted them to do? That was always the down part of the story. So don't watch that over and over and over and over and do the same thing. Just do what you want to do. People going to be mad about it. People going to be pissed off. And that's okay. Because they're going to die for them. And you're going to die for you. So live for you. I spent about 23 and a half years of my life doing exactly what everybody else wanted me to do. And I realized that I was going to make it. I had to either toughen up and make people understand that I was going to do what I got to do for myself to be happy, or I was going to live my life like that and I would never have lived a life.
And what would you like to say to your fans and your supporters?
To my fans and supporters, hey, we almost there. Every time we get at the bat, it might be that one. So don't blink. Don't turn the TV. You know how you watch a baseball game, even if it's your favorite team, it can be down times at a baseball game. But when certain players get up to the bat, just watch. Just don't turn the TV. I'm one of them players right now in 2016. I'm letting y'all know that you can't look on the internet and see it. But as far as people being in the batter box of their career in rap, I'm up. I'm the kid. I'm like fresh out of high school. I already set all the records at my high school. They ain't even want me at junior college. I just walked off the field, just signed me. Somebody pick me up. Just bring me on the team, bro. Bring me on the team. Because the people I talk to now don't even know what to do. They just want to see it flourish. Like me and a few people that are in the industry have close connections. I'm not gonna say no names because that's not important. But I have a few connections with a few people that are your favorite rappers. Just to say it like that. At least 3 or 4 people that are in your top 10. I'm willing to say that. I got a personal connection with them. And instead of it being like a I want to sign you situation or I want to bring you on, it's like a man. I don't even know if I want to let people know that I found you because I don't want nobody to be like I discovered you because we don't know what it's gonna be. And I had that same confidence that we're about to see something that we never seen before.
Well, I want to say thanks for coming through politicking with me.
For sure, man. Anytime. We family, man.
Yeah, you want to tell them how to hit you up?
Yeah, hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at KS_D Horton. K as in kangaroo, S as in school, _D Horton. You can find everything about me at www.davetherapper.com. I'm at A3C in Atlanta, October 5th through 9th. So if you want to come to Atlanta and go to the festival, you can look that up, find tickets to that, see me performing with everybody, man. Chance is going to be out there, Crit, Nas, P. Diddy, all them. And then we're at the Revolt TV Festival right after that, October 15th. We performing down there in Miami. So, and we'll be at South by Southwest in Houston in the spring. So if you don't catch me in a city near you, then, come to a festival and y'all see.
PoePoliticking.com